Oh. All right, everybody, I'm back and I am on a different phone, so I'm not sure what's going on. So I got to pop this one out. So give me a second. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'm back. I'm not sure what's going on, so maybe it was my phone. I don't know. It was trying to connect. All right, so sorry, I'm looking at the ceiling here. Really unflattering angle. Okay, there we go. So I'm a little crooked. All right, so we're back. I don't know what was going on. You know, thanks Facebook for the glitch, and it's also maybe my other phone. So thank God I got two phones. All right, so part two. Let's bring Robert on. Let's just hope this works. So Robert, I just approved adding you, so hopefully you got the little thing back on your end to come on live. So let me know. It says no answer from the video guest. So, okay, let me do this again. You just need to say yes when I approve you. I want to add you, and then you have to say, like yesterday, so I can see it's trying on your side. Gremlins, get out of the system. Okay. All right, so now you're gone. Okay. All right, so Robert's going to try to come back on. Okay, here he is. So, approve and add. So I'm doing my side, so hopefully on your side Facebook is working where they allow you to be added. So the alternative to this is that I just have you call my cell phone, which I really would like to have you come on live. Approve, add. It says no answer from the video guest. I don't know what that means. So, okay, I'm going to try something here, Robert. I'm going to see if I can find the segment and share it onto your wall. Let's see here. Because I'm sending you the approval, what it does is it sends you the segment. It says no answer from live video guest, which means I'm not really sure what that means. So, Margaret, why don't you try to come on, and then Robert will keep coming back to you. Worst case, I'll have you come on. I'll have you dial this cell phone. I'll hold it up here so we can have a conversation. You just won't be seeing on screen. And so, let's see here. What I do need to do is I'm going to send this to your, message you, Robert, with the segment. I'm going to share this to you directly. And so check your message thing. I think maybe if you click on that, that also is a way that you might be able to come on. Okay, so search for people. So Margaret Gehr, go ahead and request to come on while we're working on this. Robert, I just sent you the show, and I don't know if you click on it and then ask to join. I've done that with a couple of other guests where we were having challenges with getting them on. So go ahead and do that. In the worst case scenario, I'm going to message you my cell phone number here, and you can call me, and then we'll get you on that way. So I'm going to take my cell phone off airplane mode, let it come through, and we can just do it that way, because today is not my day for technology with Facebook. And you guys, it was funny because he was so easy yesterday doing the test. It was like boom, boom, boom. Okay. Add. So, okay, Robert, it's saying no answer from the live video guest. So that tells me there's something with the connection on, maybe on your side. I don't know what that means. So I did message you my phone number if you want to call that, and then my cell phone here, and we can have you on that way. But it might be that you have to leave the application and come back in. If you've done that and it's still doing this weird connection thing, then I think the only other choice is to call me. So thank you, everybody, for tuning back in. Please share this segment and the other one too, please. Appreciate it. Hey, Lori. Lori, Las Vegas, Lori. Good to see you. All right, so Robert, I texted you my phone number, or messaged you my phone number. So go ahead and let me know when you have that, and you can call me. And then Margaret, while we're waiting for him, maybe we have you come on. So Margaret Gehr, if you are on, go ahead and request to join. I can even maybe try to do it this way. Add viewers. I'll try to control it this way too, Robert. I'll see if I can just approve and add. Okay, still says no answer from live video guest. So there's something happening on your end. So anyhow, Robert, Artist Guild of America, they were coming to our conference. They're one of our sponsors, so thank you so much for your support. They've got amazing products. So Robert, I think at this point, since Facebook isn't working with the connection, there's something either Wi-Fi wise or no, it says again, no answer from live video guest. And again, I don't know what that means. I'd have to Google it. And I don't have time. So call my cell phone and we can have you on that way. So Margaret, I don't see you. So Margaret, come on too. Oh, thank you, Laura. You're so sweet. So Margaret, if you are watching, you can request to join in. So hopefully you will find me. And then I can have Robert on the phone. So if you haven't gone to Artist Guild of America, they have a website. They have great product. Okay, this must be him. Hey, Robert.
Jenny, good morning. How you doing?
Good. So I'm not sure what's going on. It's the gremlins and the... I know. Hang on. I can't hear you. Okay. Is that...
Got you now.
Okay, good. So this is Robert Torres. So we're going to do this way with me holding the phone up to the phone here. So Robert, tell us who you are. Thank you for joining us.
Jenny, thank you for having us. It's been an interesting morning not being able to get on, but hopefully we can get the information out to your watchers.
Yes.
Big hello from Artist Guild of America to all your subscribers, watchers, everyone who's tuning into your show. My name is Robert, and I'm the president of Artist Guild of America. I've been with the company for the last 12 years, and it's been a great learning experience. There's never a dull moment here at Artist Guild. A little bit about who we are. The company's been around for about 41 years now, established in 1977.
Wow.
What started out as art for a college thesis ended up being a solid idea for a company. So the then founder scoured the area for local artists, went to certain hotels that needed artwork, and the first order came about. And we've been doing more or less the same thing ever since then.
So that's really cool. So there was a college idea. So it's kind of like, there's another company that in the industry, it's not art, but it's college hunks hauling junk. They also did a college thesis for their company, and now they have like, a huge business. That's really, really cool. I keep telling my kids, come up with something, invent something. Your brains are younger than mine, but that's awesome. So 41 years, it's amazing. So tell us how you guys are different than other art providers, because you guys do provide more the customized artwork. It's sourced. It's not just like canned templates that are printed on canvas. I mean, it's actually original artwork. Is that correct?
That is correct. Everything that we make here is done by hand from start to finish. In the last couple of years, we have done a little bit of the giclée, which everyone seems to be doing, which is price driven more than anything. But it's not the core of what we do and who we are. We have studio artists here in our studio that are creating pieces every month, and every day they're creating production of those pieces. So even though they make about a dozen of the same piece at a time, every single one is still unique. And it's interesting because it basically allows for the end user to have a gallery quality type painting without the price of a gallery piece.
One of the other things that I learned when I was in Vegas too was, so let's say you guys go online and you see a piece of art that you really like, but it's not the right size for what you're looking for. Other companies will be like, well, that's what we got, take it or leave it. You guys will actually, you can shrink a size, you can make something bigger because it is custom. Is that true?
To some degree, yes. We can cut things down, and we literally just take a knife to it and make it to the size you need. In order for us to scale anything up, there is a minimum production of about 6 to 8 pieces of a particular piece, or the other option is to scale it up with printed on canvas and then touching it up. But we find that most of the time, the sizes that we have are big enough that they'll cover most of the spaces that most designers and stagers are trying to cover.
All right, so tell us where you're located, because you guys are pretty much everywhere in the showrooms. You service the entire country. Do you do international as well? So let us know locations.
Yeah, we do international. Well, we'll ship to the border basically. But one of the things that stands us apart from our competitors is that we are here in the States. We are in the city of Gardena, which is about 15 minutes away from the LAX in California. So our response time has been tremendous in terms of the trends in design. Because we are in Gardena, shipping time is about 3 to 4 weeks anywhere across the U.S. But in terms of sending things out to Canada and Mexico, we do that a lot as well. And it cuts time when your stuff is not on the water.
Right. And actually, I mean, in your delivery, 3 to 4 weeks, you guys can actually do a shorter window, because I was I have like an order right now that I'm in the midst of coordinating, but you could actually, they were actually able to, depending on where you live in the country and logistics and so forth, they can actually deliver faster. If somebody really needed something like, gosh, my window is, a week to 2 weeks, can they pay extra to have it expedited?
They can pay extra to have it expedited. We don't recommend it because it's going to be very expensive. But here's the thing, and which is, I think it was a match made in heaven when we started catering to designers and stagers. Sandra Holmes, hi. Thank you for loving us. We love you too. We are shipping out in about 4 to 5 weeks for orders of about $4,000 to $5,000, which is a standard furniture store that needs artwork. But the way we produce pieces after we've made sales for furniture stores is if they've purchased 10 pieces, we'll make around a dozen. That means we've got 2 extra pieces just kind of laying around, and the designers, the stagers have been wonderful at that. And those are the pieces that we make available quickly. So we may not be able to ship faster, but we are shipping out of here quicker. Instead of 4 weeks, we might ship that week or the next week. And then 3 days after that, 4 days after that, you have your merchandise. So it's been really fun for us meeting the demands of stagers and designers who always want everything yesterday.
Right, exactly. I need it now. Well, what was really cool is and they have, so they have all different colors of artwork. They've got, blues, they've got black and whites, they've got the grays, they've got, botanicals, they've got scenic, they've got the, just the colors. So they really have an amazing collection. And so, as a stager, if you're not hung up on like, I must have that exact piece, you can definitely find something for your staging projects and for your inventory. And the quality, I found it's really well made. Talk about how you guys are different too, about how you put your artwork together, as far as how it's gallery wrapped, and then the frames itself. There's not going to just fall apart the first time. You put it on a wall or take it off a wall and transport it. It's not going to fall apart because you guys do something special.
Yeah, absolutely. We because we're making everything here, we control our entire supply chain. We're using shipping out on the wood. We're not shipping out on the canvas. A lot of fans see out there is a cotton polyester blend. We're using 100% cotton, which is it's still live materials, but it just gives you a great surface to paint. It gives great resonance and vibrancy colors. So we're very meticulous in terms of quality, and in terms of the color, we've been very fortunate in having a very organic and very dynamic relationship with designers and stagers because they're the most discerning customer in terms of trend and color. And even though we might not be making the exact piece they need, next market around, their opinions and demands heavily influence the designs that we're making. We don't have a deep catalog. That being said, we've got about maybe 300 to 350 different SKUs in our line because everything is hand painted and we're trying to ship out as quickly as we can. But what we do have is driven strongly by the trends that stagers and designers are telling us about.
Yeah, and if you go to if you go to their website, or you look, if you happen to go to High Point Market or Vegas or wherever they're located, you'll see that their artwork definitely is suitable for staging. Even he said design projects. I would hang in my home, so it's definitely on trend and it's well made. And what he was talking about, the construction, that's important because if you run over to like TJ Maxx or something like that, and you buy a piece of art or one of these other retail places, I've had it where I've had to do that in a pinch. I'll get the piece of art, and the little sticks on the back, just like I haven't even gotten into my car yet, and it falls apart. Or I purchased it the first time at a house. The stick, one of the sticks on the back will come off, and then the nail stabs me in the finger, and I get mad because I'm like, I just bought this thing. So the fact that their construction is going to hold up, that's really important for us as stagers, because the inventory is going to move. It's going to move from property to property, and so it does need to stand the test of time. When we put something in inventory, we want it to hopefully at least do a year of time, in inventory, and then as trends shift, maybe we'll purchase different things. So I want to say that I appreciate the fact that your quality is on point, and it's not going to fall apart. You're going to make an investment in the artwork, but you're not going to be trashing it, or the canvas. I've had even where the canvas starts to peel off the edges because they didn't wrap it properly. So that's not going to happen with Artist Guild. Talk to us about how people can register for an account with you and do business as a designer or a stager.
Sure. It's very simple. With your business or reseller's permit, you take that number, you go to our website, artistguildofamerica.com. Simply fill out the short registration form, throw in if we might need to see a copy of your reseller's or a business license, we'll send out for it. But once you fill out your registration and we know who you are, we approve your registration that week, and you can start shopping and browsing our catalog immediately. Also visiting our various showrooms across the country. We are in High Point, we are in Las Vegas, we've been doing Atlanta recently, which has been a great venue for us. We're actually excited for the conference that you guys have coming up. So anywhere that you meet us, or if you want to talk to a sales rep in your area, we can make that available. We've got various options for ordering and browsing our catalog.
That's great. And so, and those people that are IHOSP members, if you log into the IHOSP site and then look at our vendor partnerships that we have, you'll see the different arrangements we have made with our preferred vendors. And so Artist Guild has a special arrangement with us. I'm not on my computer to be able to pull the details for you, so maybe Krista or Lindsay, you guys could post that later. But it's, get your account set up now so that when you need it, you are prepared to be able to place an order. And I have to say, your customer service is really great too. They have excellent follow-up. It's not like a dark hole. I hate when I email or call a company and I want to give them money. I would like to purchase something and I don't hear back. And it's frustrating, or their website doesn't work or something like that. So my experience with them has been really positive so far. Sandra, obviously, she's on here giving comments. She's a great testimonial for them, using the art. And she says they have the best big art with large size needed for large walls, which is important because, you don't want to put teeny artwork that's not right scale on walls. And a lot of the retail places, they don't have suitable artwork. And so you want to have that customized look, but you're not paying this exorbitant price for the artwork. I mean, you guys, their prices are very reasonable. So take a look at what they have and set up your account with them so that you're ready to go when you need it. So how is your pricing, by the way? Let's just talk about that a little bit. How is your pricing compared to your competitors?
Sure, absolutely. To some degree, I sometimes think we're out of place in this market because we are selling a high-end product for a very low price. So we encourage our customers, make sure you're marking this up. There's a lot of margin to be made on artwork, especially when you've seen the quality being delivered, the vibrancy and colors. Our wholesale prices for a 40 by 40 hand-painted piece of art here in the States is still $98, and it has been for the last more than a dozen years. And our CEO, Ron Munoz, who couldn't be here today, even in the industry, some people know him as the $98 guy because you can still get a piece of artwork that size for under $100 wholesale. So make sure you look at that segment, like $98 for a 40 by 40.
That's great.
So it's quite competitive. We are not the cheapest. We are definitely not the cheapest. If you want to throw anything on the wall, there's a lot of companies that do that very well. They're bringing things from overseas, and their subject matter may or may not be relevant, but they have some good quality out there as well. What you will find with us is large-scale art that is in trend, that is relevant in terms of, we're always thinking, what do people want to see in their homes? This is not just something that you throw on the wall and forget about it. As we've heard from a lot of stagers, designers, These are accent pieces, and I mean, the best compliment we can get is that they come back to us and are sprinkling their projects with our product, and that's something we're very proud even that they're doing for us.
Yes, you get the customized look, but you're not paying this giant price. So you do the gallery wraps, which for those of you that's the wrapped canvas that goes around and it's not framed, but you also do framing as well, don't you?
That's correct. So the gallery wrap, most companies you'll find when they're doing giclées, the image will hug the edge of the spine of the artwork of the bracer. Ours does not, because we only paint out to the edge, and then we finish the sides with a color to match or to coordinate with the particular piece of artwork, and that's your best value piece of artwork. Now, if you need something framed for about $50 to $60 more, on sizes 40 by 40, 40 by 50, 50 by 50, you can add a frame. And as they would say at Ford in the early years, you can get it any color you want as long as it's black, silver, or gold.
That's great.
We don't have too many options. The profiles you have been carefully selected to fit, even the most modern or traditional transitional settings. So we've got about 4 or 5 different profiles, but that's the basic colors. We got black, silver, gold, dark espresso, and we see that usually covers the whole gamut of what people need. But
right.
Definitely, once you get a piece that's framed, it does increase your potential market. So keep that in mind.
I mean, so a framed piece, to me, when you have higher end houses, a framed piece to me is really more suitable because it's more complete, it's more finished, it looks more expensive, and but $40 or $50 to get it framed, that's very, very reasonable. And he's talking 4 feet by 4 feet or 4.5 feet by 4.5 feet pieces of art. So again, these aren't little. If you go to Michael's, for example, what a ripoff. I mean, I do my best never to go in there to do any kind of framing or like the Frames Plus, one of those things. They're so expensive, and so their ability, Artist Guild, to not only get pieces that are customized, that are on trend, because they are hand painted. When they're on the wall, they have that look. It doesn't look like it's mass produced. It's not just. I mean, I've seen artwork where it's really just like printed. It's like plastic. It's like printed on a frame. And those things, they're not going to be super expensive. They're not going to last, and they're going to start peeling. So, artwork is an investment, and any stager that has a business will tell you that you need to have artwork that's going to work for different styles of properties, different colors you want to thread through, and so definitely check them out because they do have a great inventory. And I like that you don't have 10,000 pieces because honestly, I'm not going to sift through all that. So 300 to 350. That you can definitely find something that will work for your staging business and your projects within that number, and not spend all day scanning catalogs and so forth, which is, who has time for that? So Robert, we appreciate you being on. And so are you coming to Charlotte, or I know I think Ron is, are you going to be there too?
I will be at Hype, and I'll probably be buckling that up so that Ron can take off to go to your conference.
Okay.
But we will be there. If any of your designers, stagers are in the building, please stop by, at least to say hi, at least to see our product in person. You'll find that obviously as good a website can be, you'll still never appreciate artwork like standing in front of it,
exactly.
Feeling the paint, looking at the paint, understanding what it is, so that when you go to your homes and you're looking at our website, understand what it is that you're looking at. We encourage that greatly. And also, when you are registering on our website, we may not know that you're associated with ISP, and we encourage you to email us directly and say, hey, don't forget my International Association of Home Stagers discount, because we've been offering specific promotions for you guys. So we'll make sure your members take advantage of that. They will be changing as every season, but we definitely are going to provide a good value and good service to you. So,
and let us know what High Point. We do have a tour coming. Sandra is leading a tour along with Blair Hamady and Karen Mendenhall for High Point. And so, tell us what. Yeah, so we have you on our list, but just for people who may not attend this time, they're going to come another time. What is your what building are you in, and what's your?
We're in the Hamilton wing, and the suite room escapes me, but I'll put it in the comments here in the stream so that you can refer to that as well.
Perfect.
And we'll be emailing as many people as we can with that information as well. But we will be there. We look forward to meeting you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Robert, for having you on. I'm sorry the tech work. I'm not sure what's going on, but thank goodness for spare cell phones.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry that the tech failed us today, or we failed it. Maybe it's user error. I don't know. But I am glad that we had the time to chat and say hi to some of your members. And we look forward to meeting you all.
Good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Robert. And I will hope to see you in High Point because we'll be there with the tour. And so, and I'm coming down on Saturday. There's a big event happening, or Sunday, I think. So I'll make a point to come in and stop by and meet you in person.
Great. Sounds good.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you being on. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So that was great. Great information. So Artists Guild of America. So we want to make sure that we put their website on if we haven't already. And I'm going to dismiss that. Okay. So now, Margaret, let's see if we can get you on. So Margaret, go ahead and request to join in. Robert's right. There's nothing like standing in front of the artwork to really see the quality. Is that, the photographs are nice online, but it's like, standing in front of it, you can really see the quality and you can see the difference. And they have the pricing listed in showroom, so you can see exactly what the prices are. And their pricing is more than fair, I believe. So make sure to check them out. All right, Margaret, let's see if technology will work for you today. Approve. Okay. So should send you a request. Add. Facebook is on it. There you are. Facebook is kind of slow today. There's no answer from the live video guest. That's so bizarre. Huh. All right, Facebook. Live video guest. All right, so Margaret, you're gonna have to call my cell phone too. So let me just give you the number here, because it's not. What I'm not saying is when you do Facebook Live and guest, right now the stream is kind of glitchy. Bridget, it is. Needs to catch up with me. If I'm moving, I don't like one like mouth and with me. Okay, Margaret. Okay, our request coming in, and we'll see if we can get you on. Artist Guild is in the Hamilton building. He said the Hamilton wing. H435 is their booth number, or their showroom. So I think Facebook is related. It could be the storms. Who knows? So Margaret, my cell phone. I'm going to message it to you, so you have it. I'll do another phone here. And we'll just bring you on that way because I'm not sure what's going on. And Margaret, we talked last night. I was able to see her in person and see her pretty face. So let's do this. Margaret, here we go. Okay, so I'm messaging you my cell phone. So we'll do that method because for whatever reason this morning Facebook is not cooperating, which is disappointing because we would like to be in person. So hey, so we're just going to talk about expanding your business, and we'll talk here for about 10 minutes or so. Because I know we're yeah. So call me. I know that we are almost at the end of my normal time, but because of the technical issues, we'll go a little longer. She's going to call me. Margaret is one of our featured speakers at our and yeah, because just here she is. All right, hello.
Hello.
So this is Margaret Gehr on speakerphone because Facebook is being a naughty child this morning, not cooperating. Technical issues. So I'm not sure. It kept saying no answer from my video guest, meaning that the approval on my end going back to you guys, it wasn't reaching you. So then there's no answer. So then it says it's not going to work. So this works. So I'm sorry we can't bring you on in person. So for you guys to see Margaret in person, you have to come to the conference. Right?
Yeah, I got myself all fixed up for nothing, right?
I'm sorry.
Could have stayed in my pajamas.
That is so true, because you know what? I've said that before where, like, Joseph, when he does his show, you know, he's got his look, he's got his t-shirt that's branded, but he just, you know, either puts a hat on or a beanie or something. He's got his beard, and I'm sure he takes 5 minutes to get ready. But for us, I'm sure you took a shower, you did your hair, you got your makeup, and, you know, because we got to represent, and I'm sorry. So, anyway, I apologize. I don't know what's going on with the tech this morning. So, but anyhow, we do want to hear from you. So tell people who you are and where you're from.
Well, my name is Margaret Gehr, and I am one of the owners of Chicagoland Home Staging. I have this partner by the name of Kathy. We're actually located in Naperville, Illinois, which is a western suburb of Chicago. We really specialize in vacant home staging. We warehouse our own furniture. We currently have a space that's about 10,000 square feet, and we have about 12 employees, and that's kind of who we are.
So that's great. So Naperville, so she says a suburb of Chicago, specialized in vacants. So 10,000 square feet, that's impressive. And so how long have you been in business?
We're in our 13th year.
13.
So, my business partner joined me in about 2011 or 12, but we're in our 13th year.
That's great. So, obviously, you've grown your business. You started out like most people, you know, by yourself and started servicing clients. Did you do consultations at first? And at what point did you move to just doing vacants?
Well, I did actually start by myself, and then I did slowly grow. So really that's kind of what I'll be talking about in North Carolina, is really just how it took me probably longer. If I knew now what I knew then what I know now, I probably would have got there much faster. But I started just slowly adding people, and really when we really started to excel is when we put some structure in place, when we really started creating business models, when we really started to plan. So when we started to plan for the growth, and then that's when we really took off.
So it's interesting. So she says planning for the growth is when they really took off. So having an idea of where you want to grow, those of you guys that are watching, you're thinking like, how do I get larger? How do I expand my business? Well, you have to plan for it. So, you know, there are times when you start getting a lot of requests for stagings and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, we need to, you know, quickly handle the business. We're growing pretty fast, but you have to have systems in place and a plan in order to execute it and be able to support the business long term. So you're not, connection. Okay, now we're back. Okay, so you do have to plan because, you know the old saying, if you fail to plan to fail. So I like that you said that because it's super important. And I think, and I don't know if you agree with me or not, Margaret, but I think that there's a lot of people, stagers in the industry, that they're afraid of setting goals or making plans because if they don't hit them, then they feel like a failure, which really is the opposite is really what they need to be thinking. You need to be planning for your future and your success. So as you grew, so talk about just in general, without giving all your secrets away that you're going to talk about at conference, what are some of the things that really helped you out as far as expansion?
Well, really, like what part of my presentation really is understanding. First of all, actually, growth is such a huge topic. So it really involves all parts of our business. So it might include sales, marketing, logistics, all the administration, infrastructure. So it's just such an enormous topic, and we really take it to pieces from each side to grow our business. So really, the part that I am really looking at is, what does growth look like? So really, in a perfect world, we're trying to take our revenue and our infrastructure, and we want it to grow at the same rate. So we all need to feel that when you grow, it can be painful. So part of the planning is to make that less painful and to watch your revenue go up and then still have the infrastructure and the structure of your business to support the sales. So most businesses actually fail just because they don't have the structure to support the sales. So like we as a company, Chicagoland Home Staging, can be much bigger than we are. We can actually sell and do more business, but we're choosing to grow at the pace that we can all make a profit, that we can all have, not work 24/7. So we've chosen to take a slower path to not go broke. So really, we've chosen that. So part of the presentation really will be choosing the correct business model. So now in the staging world, as we see more and more companies get bigger and bigger and more of us out there are a couple very successful business models. So really just kind of deciding what kind of business you want to be, whether you want to be a 1 to 3 person, whether you want to have a team of 5 to 10, do you want 20 employees? So really we kind of we're going to look at, how much money we want to make. And then once you make those decisions, then you would create a business model that would support that type of business that you want.
So do you still go out and do stagings, or are you working on the business versus in the business? So tell us what your role is currently.
Well, right now, that is another part of what we'll talk about too, is really the different phases of growth, so the different phases that your business will go through. So currently I do not really stage anymore. Occasionally I miss it and I go out there, or I might show up after a house has been done, but typically I am not the one that's out there actually putting the house together. I'm still involved a little bit with the sales part. I still do have a lot of relationships with our, realtor partners and our builder partners. So I am probably still out there a little bit, where a lot of people still really recognize me as being Chicagoland Home Staging, but we do have a full team. So actual pulling, assembly, installation, all of that, I'm no longer part of that.
Right, and I think, and the reason I ask that question is because as business grows, because most of us start out by ourselves, unless you happen to join an existing company and then as a partner or whatever it is. But you start out by yourself, and then there's a point where you can't handle business by yourself anymore, the demands, and so your choice is to either say no or you grow your team. And at some point, you need to pull yourself out. If you're the owner and running the business, is called working on the business versus in. And so I'm like you, where I have a team that does the setups. I still manage the financials and a lot of the business relationships. The selection of inventory and so forth. But for the most part, the team does the setups, and so it allows me to have my productive time to do other things because I have other roles that I have completely outside of my staging business, which of course is association and then the training staged homes. And so there's no way that I could be at every staging. And so it's being able to have systems in place and having your standards too. So are you going to talk at conference about when you do have team members, how do you ensure that they are staging to your standard so that your company reputation doesn't suffer?
Absolutely. So really there's 3 different learning objectives that will be a part of the presentation. So one would be just understanding a successful business model, honing in on one key specialized service, adding secondary services, and then we kind of move into like the phases of growth. A lot of that is mindset. A lot of it is understanding when you are the business, when you're team building, and letting go. And going through those different phases where you're just actually running the business. And then there's really 4 essential steps to managing growth. So we'll kind of go through step by step, have scalable business models, have some templates just to show people, how to create a scalable business model, how to set your standard operating procedures, how to execute them and make your employees or your people, your helpers accountable. And then also we're going to go through a whole section about numbers. So really need to listen to the numbers because they don't lie, and understanding how we are profitable as a business.
So it's great. So her session is a breakout session. Again, I don't have the schedule in front of me. I think are you session 1 breakout? Do you know?
No, honestly, I don't know.
So there's 2. So we have 2 breakout sessions, and there's 4 topics per breakout session. So every attendee will be able to attend 2 breakout sessions per session. That's a big mouthful. So right now we have our VIPs are signing up for the breakouts because they get first crack at who they want to see, and then we'll open up this coming week. We're going to open it up to the early bird tier 1s, and so you'll all be able to register for sessions. And the good thing is that we will be sharing the information. So Lisa, you can't get to her session if it fills up because there's a limited number of seating. We will have the information available to all attendees after conference. And so my hope is also to possibly record these sessions, working on that, so that we can have them uploaded to our Google Drive, so people that attended the conference can then download and see the information even if they weren't able to attend your particular session, because it sounds fabulous. And so just kind of give us I didn't put this on the notes for you, but how many stagings do you have out right now? Or how many do you guys run a year?
I'm not sure the exact number. We stage up to about 16 homes comfortably at any given time. We'll probably stage, just under 300 houses. So really it is, a lot of our focus is on controlling the cash flow and purchasing, and we're probably at the point where we do a lot of streamlining, so we're trying to find ways to produce a quality product and repeat it over and over with our staff, control our branding, and then also be efficient. So I think the focus sort of changes. So when you start out, it's really more about the thrill of being there, hands-on, setting these rooms up, reaching your demographics, figuring out who you're selling to, and then depending on the type of business. I mean, honestly, that's my business. It doesn't mean that's how everyone's business has to be. So, that's kind of the beauty of owning your own business. So my particular model does involve rental of furniture and carrying furniture, but the beauty is we can be just as successful by not carrying any inventory. So that's like a super great progressive model that I love too. So I'm more of a, in and out, help somebody stage a house and then I'm gone, versus another model which is a little more progressive. So you kind of, have a customer for life.
Right.
You're paid for every hour you're working. So that's also a really great one that I think is very effective.
Right, and I like that you said that, because it's not just one right way to build a business. It really is based on what your individual goals and needs are for financial goals or whatever. So you don't have to I have to be just like so and so. They have X number of houses out, so that's what I need to have. It all goes back to what your personal financial goals are, because you can still be very profitable doing a smaller number. Logistics becomes issues when you grow. We're experiencing that right now personally with, rental, my resource for the furniture, which is a partnership. And, we have growing pains. And so they're having a challenge keeping up with volume and having product available, which logistics wise, and even meeting deliveries and so forth. The last couple of weeks have been pretty tough for me, having to get back involved with some of the logistics that I haven't had to do in a while, but we'll get through it. It's just, you're going to have growing pains, and that's a normal part of any business. So it shouldn't scare people when you get to that point where you're like, man, we need to make another investment in product. you know, when you want to grow, or maybe you say, you know what, I really don't want to continue to purchase. We're gonna be status quo here for a while at, you know, 40 houses or 50 houses, whatever you have, and you maintain that. So I'm just kind of a girl that doesn't like to say no as far as staging business. So not other things, but that didn't sound right.
Well, we're definitely the same way. We hate to send people away, but you know, sometimes you have to find other alternatives to actually purchasing. And I do believe that when you go into like a hands-off phase with your staging, there's always going to be the jump back in. So you know, there's going to be a lot of trial and error, and it's really going from one phase to the other is really a mindset. So it's like at some point light bulbs go off and you're like, oh my God, why didn't I know that? Or, oh, I totally get that. So as we go to conference and as we take all our trainings and we learn, we're not always ready to accept certain things. So you have to keep coming back and you have to keep talking, you have to keep sharing, because at some point you're going to be like, okay, I'm ready for that now, and we can do that. So, so even though, you know,
you get the information in place before you actually need it, so you know what you need to do. You know, a lot of us have just figured it out along the way. We didn't have, you know, there were conferences when I first started, but people hadn't been in business very long, and so I've been doing this 16 years. You know, so Margaret, you and I are like old timers in the staging world, and so it's nice to be able to take a look at people that have been in the business a long time, that are willing to share their knowledge to help somebody who might not be as far along in their journey. And then have the information available. So that's what I really love about our industry in general. That for the most part, people are willing to share. You know, there's always the few that are like, you know, figure it out for yourself, and you know. But I am from the world of, if I can help somebody avoid some pitfalls, or you know, get to where they need to go faster because we figured out and streamlined and there's systems in place, then I'm all for that. So. I'm excited to hear your topic. I don't know that I'll actually be able to listen to the whole thing, so I'll be one of those people probably downloading it. But again, everybody, our goal is to get these hopefully recorded. So we've got a couple companies we're talking to that will do the breakout sessions and on Friday, because that's a big day. So anything else you want to share?
I think that would be it. I mean, my tip for everybody is just to know you can't do everything.
Right.
So it is important to delegate, and we also don't want to forget why we do what we do. So we're not there to decorate. We're not there to actually make beautiful rooms. We're there to, you know, help people move to the next phase of their life. We're there to help them, you know, sell a product, and really our food is more of a marketing tool. So, you know, I would say that you need help in order to grow.
Absolutely, yeah. And keep the focus on our ultimate goal is to help the property sell. And she said, it's, you know, as a marketing tool, which is really important. Remember what our role is in the process of the whole sale of the property. So, well, Margaret, I super appreciate you being on. I'm sorry about the technical glitches. I don't know what was happening with Facebook, but thank goodness for second cell phones. And I am looking forward to seeing you in about 5 weeks, right? It's coming up fast, everybody.
Talking to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Margaret. Thanks for being on. And so if you want to learn more about Margaret, she is Chicagoland Home Staging. Love the name, Chicagoland. My roots are from Chicago, and so is my husband. So, all right, everybody. So next week, we'll have a special treat. We will be at the Master's Course in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and we're going to come to you live from there. So we'll have, I'll be there as long as the planes are flying. I haven't even thought about that part as far as like airports maybe not being able to get people where they need to go. But Sandra Holmes and Lynn will be joining me, and then Betty Voss. We're hoping she's able to make it. She's teaching and has to get back home to Alabama. We're hoping she'll be able to get back out to Massachusetts. But we're going to come to you live, and we have some wonderful people joining us for the class. And, you know, we'll share, you know, we're teaching again at Setting the Space, which is Blair Hamity's fabulous store in Plymouth. And I can't wait to see what new inventory he has there. So we'll be coming to you live from there. And then in 2 weeks, we'll have Mary Jo Camp, who is from North Carolina. So Mary Jo, hopefully you are somewhere safe. So keep watching and make sure you leave if they tell you to. But she's going to talk about design trends, and that's her topic at conference. It is a general session that everybody will be able to listen to. And, you know, I loved her when I heard her at one of our past conferences, and so super excited to hear the information about where the industry is headed as far as material trends and so forth for interior homes. So with that, I will say adieu. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you next week for another segment of Homestaging Talk Show Live, which is an ongoing conversation in the homestaging industry. And we encourage you guys to comment and share because sharing is caring, and we want to reach as many people as possible about homestaging because education is the key to everything as far as getting people to know what we do to help them and bringing you business. So have a great rest of your week, everybody. See you next week. Bye.